I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Are your ears bleeding now?
A little bit.
Oh.
That's okay. My ears will be fine. I don't think I need them for podcasting anyways.
Well, it would help.
Nah.
At least.
Nah, bro.
Okay.
This is Uncouth Tangents. I'm your host, B.
And I'm your host, Dove.
And welcome to the show.
What I was saying, since I subjected you to watching
loud banter,
boy band videos.
Yeah, we've been watching boy band videos like all day, all dizzy. I'm like ready to go. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go and just start doing some dances moves.
Some dances moves?
Yeah.
Not true. We only watched 2, but seriously, I have not been excited to watch people dance since Michael Jackson. And the reason that I say that is because most of the people that came out later, and they were, trying to be known for dancing, like Usher and, I don't know, whoever
Drake.
The hell else. Drake never was known for dancing.
Are you kidding me? Everybody was talking about that one video where Hotline Miami.
Hotline Bling?
Hotline Bling.
Hotline Bling.
Hotline Bling.
No.
Everybody talked about his dances moves
His
in that
dances
video.
moves? No, he's only for rapping.
Is he?
Yes.
I was pretty sure he was made.
No.
That skyrocketed his fame.
Incorrect.
Well,
Everything you just
agree
said
to
about
disagree.
Drake is incorrect. But seriously, everyone that was coming out after Michael Jackson was kind of fashioning their dance moves to be like his, or taking things from his dance moves.
Well, he's such an iconic person. I mean, with all the things that he created, it really impacted the industry.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I
agree. But
it's hard to have somebody who can supersede that. I mean, there's people who can come kind of close, maybe, if that. But I feel like it's just such a high plateau. That's like saying there hasn't been another, I don't know, Elvis or whoever. Because
yeah.
they've made such an impact that it's hard for anybody else to make that same kind of impact.
True. Even though Michael Jackson did get his dance moves from James Brown, that's why I was saying that it's been a long time since I've gotten excited about anyone's dance moves until this Korean boy band.
Who are they?
BTS.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've talked about it before.
I don't know if you... Oh, wait, you might have.
Yeah, I did.
Behind the scenes.
Or Bulletproof Boy Scouts.
Wait,
or Bangtan Boys.
How does that spell BTS?
They're just known for many different...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's just many
Well, I'm just
other
saying they
names.
have... yeah.
Like how... I don't know what celebrity does that.
BTS can stand for Bulletproof Boy Scouts. You got all of the letters there.
Enough, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you just shuffle it around, just make any acronym you want.
Yeah, their fan base I call Army.
Just the Army?
I didn't say the Army.
Just Army.
Just Army.
So there has to be a very special specification when somebody says, call the Army! And then they accidentally call, the boy band group. Or...
Well, the good thing is that no one has the Army's number. Just hanging out there. You don't have that in your phone.
You don't?
No.
It's like the first one I accidentally butt call all the time. You don't call the Army by accident?
No. Even calling 911 is becoming more difficult. You ever try to call 911 from an office building? You always have to dial another number first before you dial 911.
I love the backstory behind this. That you must have what emergency have you experienced that you were like, oh shit! No. Oh, I gotta dial out.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it 9 or
What's
1?
the number to dial out? Is it 9 or is it 8?
Oh, I had too many ones.
I think it's always 9 though. So usually from an office building, you have to dial 9911.
Sorry, you're on a conference line. Can you speak up?
Yeah. Don't fuck that
I'm sorry,
up.
I'm dropping out.
Yeah, don't mess that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult. So if it's difficult just to call 911, no one's going to be able to call the Army. So you're fine. You're okay.
Well, it's on speed dial. That's what makes it different.
You know what I do have on speed dial?
Who? Is it good Jerry Chinese food?
You know what? You're exactly almost right.
Really?
But it isn't good Jerry. It was another Chinese food place.
It's bad Jerry.
Bad Jerry. I just haven't deleted it from my phone. It was called like Red Ginger or something like that. Anyway, it's a Chinese food place.
It was like one of the top numbers on your phone list. Remember,
Well,
like
it was
old
just
school
a
phones when like
speed dial.
yeah, like old school phones used to have like you long press a number on your old ass like Nokia phone, and then it would call that number.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember it. What is it? A landline?
No.
Oh, you mean a cell phone?
Yeah.
Man, what year was this?
Like early 2000s, basically, because you always had a number pad, right? You didn't have to call
I
up.
didn't have a cell phone then.
Oh, okay.
I was a late bloomer.
Okay. So
I didn't get
cell
a cell
phones.
phone until I was in college. I had to call my grandma from a payphone whenever I got to school.
You know what? That's totally acceptable back then. That's still fine.
You got your quarter? Call me during lunch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
I
true
remember
stuff.
still like scheming, like because if you hit the payphone change release, every so often a quarter would drop out.
Oh.
Not often, like it's like 1 out of 100, but you know you got lucky that one time.
Wow. Well, I never did that. But our school did have a payphone in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually did use that to make calls because I didn't have a cell phone until I think maybe almost my second year in college.
What was your first cell phone?
It was a pink Motorola Razr, the flip phone.
Nice.
Yeah, I got that one because,
It was hot.
well, yeah, but my dad also had a Motorola Razr.
Was it pink too? Did he
No.
get matching pink ones?
No, we didn't. My dad was a very manly man. Like, I don't want no pink. Nah, he wouldn't get pink. He
I
had
feel like
black.
that's like the ultimate man thing to do is to take something feminine and make it their own. Like glam bands from like the 80s.
What? What are you talking about?
You've never seen glam bands from like the
Maybe.
80s?
What's that?
So they're basically like the big hair groups and everything like that, like Poison or
Oh. So that's just like a category name
yeah.
for all of these groups?
Yeah.
Oh.
So basically, all those guys with the big hair and like basically spandex pants running around with makeup on.
Oh.
It was kind of a weird, like 80s were a weird time as well.
I wasn't allowed to look at those bands.
Really?
Well, in the 80s.
Because your dad
I
was a manly man. Was
Yeah.
like, no, not gonna handle that one.
Right. A few things I was not allowed to do. Watching scary movies wasn't one of them.
We're gonna rock.
Yeah, I could not watch 80s bands, and I could not watch Richard Pryor.
Like I feel like the combination of that is the movie Lost Boys. Not necessarily, because Lost Boys was kind of a horror movie, but it had this amazing hair band in the very beginning, and they're like just really not brought back again. But all the guys in that movie are basically glam rock, goth rockers.
Okay. I get the term now.
Yeah.
I didn't see the Lost Boys, but I get the term.
Okay. Wait, you've never seen the Lost Boys?
I don't think so.
I mean, you're not missing much, but I mean, I feel like it's kind of iconic.
Who was in it?
Kiefer Sutherland.
Okay. I've definitely heard of it. I just haven't gone out of my way to, I'm going to sit down and watch The Lost Boys.
I mean, we sit down and watch a lot of dumb things anyways, so.
You're damn right.
Like a Korean boy band.
Don't you say that. Don't you say that. These are my favorite. This is my TV.
How many BTS videos do you watch a day? Okay, you don't have to answer this.
Does the same one count?
Yeah.
I mean, if
It's just your fix. It's just how you start the
if
day.
I go into the next day and I rewatch the same video, do I count that video?
Yeah.
So in a day, I maybe watch 4,
That's not bad.
but then I'll skip a day.
Uh-huh. And then you'll watch 8. You got to make up.
Yeah, maybe.
Sometimes it just auto plays and I just keep watching, you know?
Or I just listen to their album, but I like watching them dance.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
So they have a lot of music videos out. And to be honest, it's sometimes a lot better than the other garbage. But that's not the only thing that I watch.
What other garbage?
I mean, just like the random shit. People that are trying to be YouTubers and things like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
just on regular YouTube in general.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a huge garbage pile.
Yeah. So I only watch very specific things on YouTube. So that's about it. I also watch This Is Not Happening from Comedy Central.
What is that?
That is a segment where different comedians, they come up to the stage and they'll tell a funny story, something that happened to them that's true.
Uh-huh.
And so a lot of the times it's very hilarious. So it's a good
Is there
time.
is there a favorite one of yours that you?
Oh no, because there's just there's too many. Yeah, there's way too many comics. Like Howie.
Howie
was
Mandel?
I just watched his yesterday. A
How
lot of
long
these
ago
are
was it? Or
old.
yeah, because I was like, he hasn't done stand up in forever.
Yeah.
He was kind of psychotic on set, like last I remember.
Oh, he pretty much was. Like the first, his segment maybe was about 14 minutes or so because it's only the story that they're going to tell.
Yeah.
He wasted the first 5 minutes going on about how unclean the place was.
Yeah, he's
To be fair, the stage was a strip club and a pole was right beside him. So he was pretty. His story was good, but he was definitely intense.
intense in what way?
Just like super excited, like overly excited. Like almost the type of stand up that freaks you out a little bit.
I'm
Like,
trying to remember who's like that.
well, like Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
His stand up is sometimes scary because it's like he's on acid or something like that. It's almost like too much energy.
So is Pablo Francisco.
I haven't seen his.
He's a wild man. Like especially like his older stuff. He also does like sound effects and everything. So it's like a mile per minute. It's like if what's his name, Gabriel Iglesias was like way faster and like more psychotic also.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like a rapid fire like that guy.
Why'd you pick him? Because the stand up is kind of similar, or?
Yeah, his stand-up is like he's just very active on set, and you could just see like by the end of his set, he's just dripping with sweat. It looks like he was rained on.
I think a lot of them are like that.
I mean, it does take a lot of nerve to perform in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah, like
And,
Louis C.K. is like that too. He wears
Yeah.
black shirts often, but you could see like a darker black,
Yeah.
like darker black space on the back of his t-shirts where all the sweat just poured through.
Yeah, the majority of comedians are not like healthy people either. So like, yeah, they're just easily sweating like right there on the lights in front of everybody.
Yeah, I guess they're pretty normal, just like
Yeah.
everyone in everyday life.
No, because like everybody would be doing that. Yeah, just the average person.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of like, I think Mitch Hedberg was like the chillest comedian I've
remember
ever
that
seen.
name.
Yeah, he's just he never got worked up or anything. He was just like, yeah, cool, man. All right, here's the next joke.
Well, you know who else is pretty chill? Ron White.
Ron White?
Yeah, he's super chill. He just sits down and drinks scotch.
He's more like an alcoholic. I wouldn't say he's chill because like
I don't know the difference. It's the same thing, right?
no, because he's like you could definitely tell like he's got some not pent up rage, but it's the alcohol that's relaxing him, and he's like, my name's,
So it has to
like,
be someone that isn't
yeah,
like under the influence.
Yeah.
I guess Tom Segura's he's pretty chill.
I haven't seen much of his stuff.
Oh, his last one on Netflix was pretty funny.
Oh, okay, I'll have to
Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah, I like it. I like his.
So, have you learned any of the BTS dances moves, or are they too complicated? Are they like too? Would you say because I feel like
Well-
they're
Go ahead. You feel like they're what?
they're not necessarily complicated, but it is a coordinated effort for all of them to do all these things.
Absolutely. That is so difficult.
Yeah.
Out
So
of
just like, do
people that I
you
know.
pretend to be like one of them, or
Absolutely not. No, like out of the group of people that we know, there's no way I could pick 7 of us who I think would be really good at doing a coordinated dance.
I volunteer as tribute?
You volunteer as tribute? You may do okay.
Yeah.
But if it's as intense as their dance moves, you may not make it to the end.
I
may not
just-
make it to the end.
Yeah.
Probably because my knee will disconnect from the
probably
rest
just-
of my leg. But
I'll probably just explode from trying to keep my farts in because every time they stomp, I'm like, oh, there's a fart. That's just what happens.
is that easy?
You just shake one out, you know?
You know what? Maybe you shouldn't try yoga.
Why not?
That's-
Now I have to.
that's
now I'm
like-
going to go to a class and just be like, hey,
Well,
everybody.
you know what? To experience yoga, you probably should. But it's a space where the farts easily come out.
Excellent.
Easily come out. I was close one time. Very close. The ladies behind me, they were older, and so they were just letting it rip. Old ladies don't give a fuck.
So what do you recommend I eat before a yoga practice?
Broccoli.
Broccoli?
No, don't do that. That's so bad. That's so awful.
Just a whole grande meal from Taco
Luckily,
Bell.
no one hasn't cleared a classroom, but you definitely hear the sound. Like, it's the very powerful ones. I'm not good at making fart noises.
It's like a really like hard maneuver, and then it just angrily comes out. But stay calm.
No, it's not even a hard.
Peace.
No, it's not even a hard maneuver at all. You just touch your toes and just like the
Just
old
let it
ladies.
rip,
They just
you know?
they just let.
Sometimes
it
you
go.
push on a certain section of your stomach, and it's just a
Yeah, my
whoopee
grandma
cushion.
used to do that. Whenever she would bend over, she'd drop something on the floor, and then she would bend over to pick it up, and then one would just explode out, and she was like, "Wow, whoa, didn't see that coming." It's great, wonderful times. Good times. So I think I actually could master one of their dances if I put effort into it.
I mean, I feel like you could. That's like anything. Like if you just put effort into
yeah,
it.
exactly.
I mean,
But
yeah, I could
I'm
learn
just-
guitar, but I'm not going to.
Well, I would say for me, playing the guitar is way more difficult than picking up dance moves. But I used to do some dance classes and things like that. That's why I think I'll be pretty okay with it. Forming a team
Let's
of,
do
of
it.
6 other people,
We just
I don't think so.
5 other people.
Not in our age range.
Sure, we can.
No.
Yeah, we'll just slow it. We'll do it slow, and then we'll speed it up in post.
Well, yeah. Well, that's how you. Oh, in post. I thought you meant while learning, but just in post.
Yeah, that way it looks like we're normal. Like it. Yeah, the speed the speed will save us.
Okay. Well, we'll try it out.
Definitely.
We'll see what happens. This is
Smash cut to funeral.
yeah. This will never work.
What?
Especially not with our ragtag
Group of friends. Instantly dead.
Yeah.
News report comes on. 7 idiots tried to do a dance move.
Yeah. I would survive.
So confident in that.
Yeah.
Now we're like actively trying to betray you. Do you think like a BTS member is so cocky in the group that he's like, "No, I'm the best dancer," and all the other ones are like, and they're like try to like mess him up behind the scenes?
Well, we would do that.
Oh yeah, we definitely would.
They would seem they seem a little bit nicer than what we would do.
How dare they have such manners?
Yeah, they have great manners. I can see you guys throwing a whole bunch of banana peels on the floor.
Thumbtacks.
Wait for my turn to show up.
We just like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Just start screaming.
Yeah.
Have you seen like any of the Tom and Jerry cartoons lately? Not like recent ones, but like have you ever like watched Tom and Jerry again?
In general?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
They're so hilarious because every time I think about like when Tom hurts himself, he screams like a man,
He
like
does.
hardcore. But I
Not
think
like a
about how
human.
they have to record that, and like through all the processes of us having to record podcasts and audio and everything,
Yeah.
audio engineering. There is the only way to like clearly record that is the mic is just on the other side of the room, and that guy is just screaming.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly how it happens.
I want to replace like all the Dragon Ball Z screams with Tom and Jerry noises.
Their screams.
Yeah, because their screams are so much more because it's like a grown man, like because Dragon Ball Z is obsessed with like, oh, these like teenagers or young adults are screaming, but like Tom for some reason is like a 40-year-old man going, "Ah!"
Okay, I can see that. I don't watch too much Dragon Ball Z, but
They scream a lot in that show.
I do know that. One of the reasons why I didn't want to watch that show or the show Bleach was because they would spend like the last few minutes like screaming and powering up.
And nothing's happening.
Yeah, and then the next episode they replay the same thing. It's like, damn it, we just wasted 6-7 minutes with just like this random ass power up scream. Like, do something.
I think like the cutoff limit for me was one Dragon Ball Z episode where they spent the entire episode basically powering up, and then he was about to do his finishing
I
move,
fucking hate that.
and then the next episode you're like, okay, cool, we're gonna see what happens. It was a flashback episode where he's like,
hated it. Hate it. No.
oh, remember that one time when I was on planet
is why I don't watch
whatever
it.
the fuck. Oh, okay. Thank God we're back to that. Credits. Oh, damn it.
This is why I don't watch it. That is the reason why. They waste so many minutes. So many. So no thanks. I
No
would just
thanks.
rather get into the action.
What's your favorite anime?
Oh man.
What's your favorite anime?
I know. It's such intense. Well, I watched a lot of Naruto.
I could never get into that show
They
because I have
so
only
many episodes though.
They do. I remember hearing my niece and nephew watching that show, just
Yeah.
overhearing it, and I think it was just a bad dub, but they just kept saying the word jutsu.
Oh yeah.
If you played a drinking game every time they said jutsu, you would die from alcohol poisoning.
Probably. I don't watch the English dubs of that because when English people or
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Naruto.
when people who they are not of the culture do the voiceovers, they just sound so much more whiny than the actual, how the characters would sound. So, if it's, they just make it sound cooler if it's Japanese, and then I'll just read the subtitles.
What if it was somebody in a completely different accent? Like I'd like to hear the Australian dub.
I don't know, but I have no idea. But they seem to, meaning, Japanese culture, they seem to put more feeling into what it is that they're doing when it's an American style, voiceover, with the exception of a few. It just doesn't sound as cool. It makes the characters sound very annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just sound too annoying.
I feel like when you read it, it's different because I feel like when you're reading the subtitles, you're hearing the person speak and you can kind of get a sense of like where they're at, but your brain kind of fills in that imaginary area of, okay, that must mean this, and like, oh, the feeling is so much better. But when it's actually like dubbed over and they're saying the same things, maybe there's some bad translations. There most likely is a lot of bad translations, but I don't know why
absolutely.
they don't use the same thing for the dubbed and subbed. Like why it's not the same script.
I don't know.
Maybe because it's just the syncing of like the lips and the mouth.
No idea.
how
Or
it
it could
has to
just run
work.
through different companies
Yeah.
as they produce each part of it. I have no idea.
Yeah, but like the dub, like I feel like you kind of see the seams in the script and like how maybe not great it is. So maybe like
Possibly.
just actually hearing it and being like, oh, he sounds way stupid. Oh, this is dumb. Maybe this whole thing is dumb. Maybe this is a bad story.
My exact reaction to Bleach.
Yeah?
The exact same one. If you like Bleach, that's fine. Good
Just
for
drink
you.
it.
No, don't tell people to do that.
Please don't do that. Don't do the Tide Pod thing either.
Ah, well, we could spend an entire episode telling people what not to do. So
We could.
but I'm not.
Well, speaking of which,
Speaking of which, what?
oh, I'm going to end the show.
Oh, okay. Well, I was wondering what you were going to say after that, because usually when someone says "speaking of which," it's a follow-up.
Oh, speaking of which,
Yeah.
don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Go to our website, uncouth-tangents.com, and you can see all of our back catalog. Go see some BTS videos.
If you like
Get those dances moves going.
dances moves.
Ooh, girl.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.